So in Africa, the devil has a being doesn't exist. In Bukongo, in Congo region, the devil is called Nkadi Ampemba. Now, Nkadi Ampemba is not a being, it is an attitude. It means the fact of despising light, despising the truth, despising love, despising divine order. Nkadi Mpemba. Mpemba is water, has the word of the ancestor. Nkadi means that which is bitter. So Nkadi Mpemba would mean to be bitter, that to be against the celestial or the divine order. Now you have almost the same among the Igbo. Among the Igbo, the devil is called Ekwensu. Now, Ekwensu is a contraction of Ekwe and Su, which means if you believe, it happens to you, which proves that the devil is not a being, but an attitude.
That is very good. That is very interesting now. All right. Now, I want you to speak to this scenario. Electricity, let's take it.
Yes.
It is not good, it is not bad. If you apply it correctly, it is good. But if you apply it wrongly, it is bad. Let me explain. If you go to the current, maybe where you plug your hand to the negative and positive, you are going to burn to ashes because it's going to act on you. But if you connect the same to a light bulb, you are going to get light.
Yeah.
So is it, okay, another way can be the salt that we use, because all of us use salt in the house. If you put the appropriate amount on your food and you eat, it will be very sweet. But if you put too much quantity of it in a food and you eat, or maybe for example, you just pour salt in water and drink, you are going to die almost instantly.
Yeah.
So the salt is not good or bad. It is what you do with it. Is it in this sense we are looking at God, we are looking at the energy, or is different from that? I'm just thinking aloud.
No, it is different from that. In the celestial level, all is good. But remember, we said that the temporal level is only a limited perception of the celestial level. So that limited perception brings in the notion of limitation or the notion of reversion of good, which is the notion of evil. Evil is brought by a wrong perception. Evil is not a wrong perception of the celestial realm. Let me give you an example. When we look at a plane in the sky, it looks very small. And someone who doesn't have the experience of planes can tell you that it is a bird. But actually, those who has been in a plane, they'll tell you, no, it is not a bird. It is a plane and it is very big. There are about 100 persons in it. So the smallness of the bird, of the plane is an illusion introduced by the distance. So also the evil we seem to see here is an inversion perception brought by the distance between the divine and the human. The more we advance toward the divine, the less evil there will be, up to the moment the evil will disappear totally from our existence.
All right. But the evil itself, is it really necessary for it to exist? This art of imperfection, if we put it like that. Because now, I want to believe that according to your explanation, of course, according to the spiritual interpretation that we might have here, that the Supreme Being actually have all the power, they can do anything or everything. If we agreed on that, does for that supreme being, is it for its own good that evil exists so that people can maybe look at the evil and then turn to him or turn to it? Does this entity need evil to exist? If it doesn't need evil, does the entity have the power to eliminate the evil from equation? If evil is eliminated from the equation, what are we going to have?
Yes, let me start from the Kemetic cosmological argument. The Kemetic cosmological argument brought us to the point that we have realized that the supreme being includes his children. And though every child of God expresses the wholeness of God in him. Now, because God manifests his wholeness in the child of God, this is an expression of affection. And because God expresses an infinite affection to an infinite number of children, it must be supreme love. Therefore, we have established that God is love with capital L. That is principle of love. Now, we have seen also that the Most High is absolutely immutable. Because he is absolutely immutable, he doesn't change. And because he doesn't change, he cannot take away the Logos from you and me. He cannot take away the Logos from you and me. This means that God is eternally loyal to the child. Now, because God expresses a quality of truth, which is loyalty, and he expresses this quality infinitely to an infinite number of children, he must be truth with capital T. So we have proved through the Kemetic cosmological argument that God is love and God is truth. And because God is love and God is truth, it means that his love for you and me, his love for his children is a true love. Now, a true love cannot be forced. A true love means that the children of God are endowed with free will. That is established by the Kemetic cosmological argument. Because God is truth, because God is love, then the children of God are endowed with free will. Now, free will implies a choice. But we know that evil cannot be present in the divine realm. But the choice must be there, which implies that potentially evil exists. But from the point of view of the Most High, evil doesn't exist, even potentially. From the point of view of the children of God, evil exists, which is he has a free choice, but that existence is only a potential one. So, who is responsible for evil? It is the one who makes evil goes from potentiality to manifest existence. That is, the sinning man is responsible from evil because God the Most High doesn't even see that evil. So the one who made evil go from potentiality to a manifest existence is the responsible one. That is the first point. Now, the second point is that God doesn't not see evil. You cannot ask him that he has the power to quench evil. He doesn't see that evil. The one who created the evil, that is the human being, is the responsible. And the creator came down in order to help us get out of that evil. The other point is this one. Since all reality is in God, what is manifest evil? Manifest evil is only a dream. It cannot be a reality because all reality are in God. So manifest evil is a dream. So what we do is to awake from that dream. Is not to kill the lion in the dream. If your children is screaming, he's having a nightmare, and he's screaming, "Dad, I see a lion! I see a lion! The lion is coming!" You're not going to kill the lion. You're going to have your children awake. So Bumbalowa, the creator, is helping us to awake and not to kill the evil because evil doesn't exist.
Thank you for that. I could have something to ask there, but I'm not going to go there. I know it's going to take us to a much longer conversation, but it's okay. I really appreciate your explanation because now I'm looking at that the equation need to be balanced, no? Because if, like you said, no, we are the children of God have been given free will. It means we have something to choose. It means we are choosing between this or that. Because if it is one, we don't have a choice. And maybe for God, it is important that we have a choice. Maybe that is why the evil exists, because we have a choice. So we can choose from what is good and what is bad. Anyway, I leave that there.